Listen to the narrative shift of Joe Rogan himself. This is from today, guys. This is from today.
The people that speculate on how these advanced species, whatever they are, they're able to travel, that there's some sort of manipulation of space-time, that it's not as simple as like what we do, which is very crude. We do propulsion. We burn things and push stuff out the back and it makes stuff go forward. Or we have an internal combustion engine that does the same thing. It's makes explosions inside the engine, burns things, pushes the pistons around, forces the transmission, and it moves. What these things supposedly do, and again, this is all just crazy talk, but what they're able to do is manipulate space-time itself and instantaneously travel from one place to the next, because they have a control over the universe in a way that with us, it's like completely theoretical. Like there's this woman that speculates that in the future someday, you know, with many, many, many advancements and who knows how many years of, we will be able to travel quantumly, like the way quantum particles are entangled. She believes that perhaps the entire universe works that way and that everything is connected, and that this thing that we have, this idea that the distance between stars is far too vast for a human to travel because you can't travel past the speed of light. And if you did travel past the speed of light, it would still take, you know, even if you went like 2 times the speed of light, or 3 times the speed of light, it would still take thousands and thousands of years to just get to the closest planets outside of our solar system. And she thinks that one day, perhaps, if not humans or whatever's coming after humans, will be able to quantumly travel. And you would imagine that would involve some sort of manipulation of space and time that we can't quite understand.
I mean, sounds pretty familiar. Sounds kind of familiar, chat. Like, also, who is he referencing? Yeah, she? Who is he talking about here? I mean, quantum teleportation is like a whole thing's been out there. I'm like sitting here wondering, like, you can't even tell who he's referencing here. He's got it right, but I don't think he's referencing the right people. Anyway, I think this is funny because, I mean, I was trying to think, like, has he been talking about space-time manipulation? I don't think that he has. Here you go. Where's my clip? Oh, I thought I had it ready. Quantum entanglement, tunneling. Here you go. Who's even, maybe you should be referencing
If we were to see that extra dimension, we would see the ripple in that extra dimension. And this is how quantum tunneling works as well. How is the electron getting through? Because there's an extra dimension and you're seeing the ripple. And now from the perspective of quantum mechanics, you would say there's a probability that the electron's on the other side of the wall. And so what is the analogy then if we say ER equals EPR? We say, okay, that's EPR. We just saw the electron teleport through a wall. It shouldn't be able to do physically. Well, the equivalent is we need to find out what's the barrier of our macroscopic reality. What's the wall? The wall is space-time. The wall is the 0-point energy. That's the wall between me being here and me being in your seat. So if we remove that 0-point energy, if we squeeze that 0-point energy out, then theoretically we can cause macroscopic quantum tunneling to occur.
Honestly, this should be like a Nobel Prize winning clip. Like, that's actually what's going down. That's me explaining what Joe Rogan was trying to explain using actual physics. Using actual physics. The other thing that reminds me of that clip that Joe Rogan just said there, I've got all the receipts. This is why, like, it's just, if I debate somebody, I almost want to do it virtual so I can just pull up the clips in real time. Because I just got receipts for days going on here. We talk about like, how can you not bring up Ben Rich? I can't believe this.
From the School of Engineering inviting me to a lecture by Ben Rich.
How are you going to say all points in space and time are connected and not bring up Ben Rich?
Ben Rich was the director of Lockheed Skunkworks for 16 years. He oversaw a number of USAPs that were secretly managed at the Skunkworks, including, most notably, the development of the F-117 stealth fighter.
This is one of my favorite clips because now we're sitting in the driver's seat now. Like, we're full on in the driver's seat. We're ahead of everybody on this. We know we're right on this, and we're just watching this play out, and we're watching these people shift their narratives. And I'm not trying to be egotistical and cocky. I actually don't care about credit that much. I just care that they don't get the credit. I care that they don't steal the credit. I care that because I knew this is what they were going to do. You can go back to my live streams from 3 years ago, and I told you what's going to happen is they're going to fight it, they're going to ridicule it, and then eventually they're going to try to take credit for it. At the end, they're going to say, no, we came up with this. We never said that wormholes were stupid. And now this is what they're doing. We're in the shift period right now, and I'm not going to let them take the credit for it. Sorry. Sorry, you were not the first. You weren't even remotely there. This is the community that's got the first 0 point energy influencer. So you want to start talking about 0 point energy? That's great. That's great. You better say my name. You better say my name, and you better talk about this community in relation to it. Because if you don't, we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about you. That's just the way that it is. Sorry. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if I rub you the wrong way. Sorry. This is our community. This is our thing. You are the outsiders coming into our community trying to talk about our content. You're the ones that don't understand anything about it. We're the ones that researched everything. We're the ones that know how it all works. I am actually kind of just waiting for the time where Joe Rogan or one of these other guys starts talking about 0 point energy, because you know there's going to be a lump in their throat. There's going to be a lump in their throat because they don't want to talk about that one guy that they can't say his name. You know who I'm talking about.
Ashton Forbes, you know, that super jacked guy.
Anyway, let's go to the Ben Rich thing and let's play some video games chat.
Ben shared a slide set of about 40 slides of different things, starting with the U-2 spy plane, going all the way up to the stealth fighter at that time, mentioning that he couldn't talk about the other secret stuff. But when he ended his talk, he had a slide of a black disc zipping off into outer space. And he ended his talk with these words: "We now have the technology to take ET home."
So you have to have vision, and you have to have the guts and the courage to go out past the steps.
Bruh, I'm going to kind of just riff tonight. Some motherfucker says from Lockheed Martin, a defense contractor that's been building secret shit with the government since like the 20s, something like that. They say we've got the ability to take ET home. You better be locked in, bro. You better be locked the fuck in. That's some kind of shit that people don't say normally, man. When they're saying that, they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to send you a message. The fact that we just all ignored this in the 90s when some dude's like, hey, man, we can take ET home now. We're like, oh, that's cool. Ha, 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 ha. Like the old meme guy. Like, no, man, we need to be listening to what he's saying. So let's pay attention right now. Let's make up for it. Here we go. What's going on? Why did it crash? What am I actually looking at here? Well, what is this? I think StreamYard crashed, guys. Let me pull it back up. That was weird. Hold on. That was a new error.
Flyer from the
So you have to have vision, and you have to have the guts and the courage to go out past the steps and do something of any value. And we have to go past our grasp.
And we asked him questions about it. You know, what did you mean when you said we have the technology to take ET home? Ben shared three major things that I think are worthy of research by researchers worldwide at this point in time. The first was we've somehow figured out how to do interstellar travel already. It's known. The second point he made was that there was an error in the equations. My suspicion is it's probably Maxwell's equations for electromagnetic theory. The third thing he said was, how does ESP work? And I was...
Okay, man. When he says there's an error in the equations and you're able to literally guess correctly on the first try, Maxwell's equations, and it's like really obvious because they used to be a lot more complicated and then they got simplified. Like when I was researching the physics in this, one of the first things I find out is that the core equations of electromagnetics were simplified. You're like, hey, we're looking for secret physics. Do you think that the fundamental electromagnetism equations that we simplified might have something to do with it? Nope. Nope. No idea. Jesus, man. This is what I'm talking about when I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how did no one get this? And then he responds. And this is the craziest response anybody could ever make. Some dude's telling you, Lockheed Martin engineers saying, we can take ET home. And you go, how in the hell does that work, bro? And you're expecting him to say some crazy shit about magnets or, you know, aerospace jets or something like that. And he comes back and he says, how does ESP work? You say that shit to me, you're going to start making people go schizo, man. You're going to start making people go schizo. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying this whole topic makes people go crazy, and disclosure is going to make a lot of people go crazy, man. You think it's bad out there right now? You start telling people that ESP and spacetime manipulation are connected, they're not going to make it, man. I was watching a video, Jillian Michaels interviewing Lou Elizondo, and she's like being moved to tears where he's talking about hybrids or some shit like that, abducting people, like basically like what Michael Herrera was telling us about Indonesia. And I'm just sitting there going, this is you're breaking up over this. Like, you're not going to make it over this. Guys, this is going to get a lot darker than alien hybrids. Like, we're about to find out our whole reality is fake. Our whole reality, our place in this universe is not what we thought it was. And you're losing it over some aliens, squid people, or insectoids or something, man. Anyway, we gotta toughen up. Part of bullying these people is people need to really toughen up, man. Anyway, here we go. How does ESP work?
Point he made was that there was an error in the equations. My suspicion is it's probably Maxwell's equations for electromagnetic theory. The third thing he said was, how does ESP work? And I was really kind of startled because I didn't know what to say. But I blurted out, I don't know, all points in time and space are connected. And he looked me back in the eye and he said, that's how it works.
What? Dude, how is that not like the cover of every magazine and newspaper? That's how it works. All points in space, because that's the only way ESP could even theoretically work from a physical perspective. How could I theoretically just like remote view something over there? Well, there must be a secret connection. Oh, we have one. It's called quantum entanglement. We see it all over. We don't really understand it. Huh. All points in space and time are connected. That's the secret. That's what Joe Rogan was just saying on that clip.